How to scale to 100K a month in wholesaling by copying my system. Guys, it's Rick Ginn, and today I'm gonna break down the 4 crucial steps you need to get to that 100K wholesaling month. And I'm not gonna hold back. I'm actually gonna give you the truth because I've lived this in my 21 years of wholesaling. But before I get into it, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, you hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the best videos on wholesaling today. So you wanna do 100K a month. Congratulations. I wanted that from day one when I started wholesaling. In fact, if you spend enough time on the internet, especially YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, it seems like every wholesaler or every guru is bragging about how they've done 100K a month and you can do exactly what they did. Here's the problem, guys. They're leaving out a huge gap called the truth on how you get there. You do not jump in and just earn 100K right off the bat. And to be honest with you, when you get good at this, you'll have peaks and valleys, occasionally do 100 grand, but to do it consistently, it is going to take time and it's going to take effort. So let's start at ground zero. Let's pretend you haven't even done a deal yet, or let's pretend you just got started and you maybe got a few contacts. That's awesome. I'm going to show you the fastest blueprint to consistently earn 100K a month in wholesaling. And not only is this a proven system, this is 20 plus years of me wholesaling and me telling you the truth. You see, I don't have some fancy course to sell you, so I'm just going to give you the truth. And honestly, let's do it. So step number 1 is you've got to understand is you're new to the business or you're relatively new in your first year. And the reality is you have to master marketing. Marketing is the single skill set that will catapult your wholesaling or dive bomb it. And most people don't understand that marketing is a center point. You see, so many people want to talk about their deals and they want to talk about comping. Guys, that's just flat out realtor talk. That has nothing to do with wholesaling. So if you want to be a realtor, this isn't going to be the video for you. So you have to focus on marketing when you first started wholesaling. Why? Because you have to get in contact with sellers of off-market properties that need to sell their house, not want to sell their house. And if you don't do it in that order, you are never going to even sniff 100 grand. And honestly, you're going to probably wind up paying a realtor. You need off-market properties for people that need to sell their house, and you have to become a marketing magician. So your first year, and especially your first few months, you have to all be about the marketing and wholesaling, because it's not so much a needle in a haystack, but it's like a pinball in like a river, and you're going to have to find it. And the river's murky. How do you find it? It's marketing, and you got to get really good at it. And if you want to learn more on how to do it, go over to freewholesaling.com. We teach you all the different marketing strategies, but so many gurus like try this and try that and do this and do that. No, honestly, you're talking about a guy with ADHD, and I tried everything at first. Pick one thing and do your best at it. Deep dive into it and rip that dang thing apart and go all in. And remember, we have to start and build a base. How do you build a base? Pick one thing that you can do with laser focus and put everything you have into it. This is how I started out in wholesaling. Think about that football player. They have to learn how to block, they have to learn how to tackle, or they have to learn how to run a pattern, okay? If you give them 9 different things to do, they're probably going to fail miserably. Have them master one thing. So what I want you to do is find a marketing method that you feel you're going to have your best success right off the bat. And honestly, if you want to pick the hardest one and you got the guts to do it, my recommendation is so you start now and you get rid of all your procrastination devices. Go out and get driving for dollars. Go out and get 300 leads. Rick, 300? Yes, I told you to go all in. If you have no other marketing methods, I love driving for dollars because you find distressed properties and then you go out and you find the homeowner on it and you basically reach out to them. Honestly, there's some of the best lists you can get. Nobody else has access to it. They're off-market properties, and these are people most likely that need to sell your house, and that gives you a great foundation for wholesaling. You see, you can't get to 100 grand till you make your first 10,000. So if you want to do 100K months, we have to build it, and we have to build it systematically. But so many people want to teach you how to make the 100 grand. You've got to put in the work. Pick one marketing channel, go all in and do it the best you can. And the reality, I don't care if it takes you a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year or 2 years. Once you get a couple deals from that, the next step is to consistently get a deal or 2 by whatever single marketing medium you pick and do it. Why? Because that's going to build your base of $20,000 to $25,000 a month. And now we're a quarter of the way to getting to that 100K month. So now step 2 is you're going to graduate and now you're going to do an additional marketing channel. And this is where it gets really interesting. Once you have consistent cash flow from your incredible effort, because you started with nothing, now you have this thing called money. And when you have some money, you can reinvest it back in your business and you can do some paid marketing. What does paid marketing do for you? It's like having soldiers out there working for you. And now you can quadruple your effort because now you can spend money and you can get a lot more leads. Step number 2, most people wind up and they're going to add cold calling to this. Why? Listen, cold calling's been around forever, like 100 years plus, ever since they had the telephone. And the reality is you don't have to get in a car. You don't even have to own a car. And you can effectively reach out to so many homeowners that have properties they need to sell. It is the most efficient way to do it. Now, I know what you're saying. Like a lot of people are like, oh my God, cold calling, that's going to freak me out. That's what I thought when I first heard it. That's just not for me. I'm not that type of guy. And I was wrong. Like I admit when I was wrong, if I just buried my ego, and I tell you every day, if you want to be successful wholesaling, you've got to get rid of your ego. I should have just bit it and done it. I wasn't scared to do it. I just didn't know how to do it. And honestly, I didn't even know where to start with it. So knowing that and knowing what I know now, if I'm going to go to step 2, I'm going to do cold calling. And here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all my government lists. I'm going to take all my lists I do through listrei.com, through Batch, any of the lists that you have, the list that you create, and I'm going to create an incredible list. And from there, I'm just going to go skip trace that list. And you can do it for free. You can use truepeoplesearch.com. You can do backgroundchecks.com, or you can just go through some of our paid services. You can simply go through Batch and get it done. Why? Because you have some money. Now, this isn't going to cost you a ton of money, but you're going to pay anywhere from 10 to 13, 14 cents to do a skip trace, depending on the volume you do. And then at this point, you're probably looking to do a multi-line dialer. My recommendation is Mojo, M-O-J-O. It's really meant for realtors, but we used it all the time in our business. There's even more fancy services, but you have 3 dialers, so you can triple your call rate. And honestly, it's extremely efficient. You're going to make a bit of an investment when you do this, but now you can tenfold your lead. This is what you call scaling and wholesaling. And now you're going to have to figure out how to connect with people, how to build rapport with them on the phone. We teach you all how to do this at freewholesaling.com, but now you are scaling. So step 1 was picking one marketing channel, become laser focused and actually get consistency, 1 to 2 deals. Now that you're adding the cold calling, you can add another 2 to 3 to 4 deals a month, but you're going to have to spend time in it and you're going to have to be really good. You keep your other driving for dollars on autopilot, and now you're doing this. It is more work. I'm not going to lie to you, but if you're willing to pay the price and you really want to get that 100K a month, now you're doing it. This, if you master it, it might take you 3 months, might take you 6 months, it might take you another year. I don't care how long it takes. If you want to get to the 100K, you got to go through step 1 with a single marketing channel. Then step 2 is scaling an additional marketing channel. And now you're more than halfway there. You're probably 60 to 70% to making that 100K. The key here is going to be doing it consistently. I never say you're just going to jump to 100 grand. You have to take progressional steps. This is how it works. So guess what we're going to do in step 3? We're going to do the exact same thing in step 2, and we're going to add 1 more marketing channel. But there's going to be a few caveats to this one, because if you haven't figured out by now, you're probably going to run out of time. Because if you're a one-man or woman army like I was, there's only so much time in the day. And if you got kids and a family and a busy lifestyle and you want to try to maintain some sanity, you're probably going to need some help for this next step. Don't worry, I got you covered. I'll show you how to do it. So step 3, the next progression, if you really want to do a scaling operation and you're really good at the cold calling, SMS Text Blasting is perfect. Why? Because at this point, you've already paid for the skip trace phone number. Why not text blast them? If you want to learn more on how to do this, go over to freewholesaling.com. We have you completely covered on this, and we will teach you the services that we use. We'll show you step by step on how we do it, and we teach you our double whammy script. It's too long to go into this. Go over to freewholesaling.com. But I love SMS Text Blasting because it is really scaling and it pushes it, because you can push out 3, 4, 5,000 texts in a day. Now, here's the key. When you get a response on it, when you're doing the double whammy script, and once again, that'll be over at freewholesaling.com, so you can get these messages out and get them past the carrier spam filters, so you're not like a scam likely call, is you have to convert the text to a phone call. I know a lot of you like to do everything text, but I'm here to tell you, if you're going to build amazing rapport and have great conversations to get deep discounts, you're going to have real conversations. And a text is not a real conversation. It is a convenience. And if you try to do that method, you are going to fail miserably. So I want you to understand, I love SMS text blasting. I thought it was one of the greatest things I figured out in wholesaling. It is so scalable for a single operator. It's scary. Now, at this point, you want to consider hiring a VA, not to handle your phone calls. So many people will say, oh, my VAs will handle everything. No, no, no. Your VA is to help you set up these marketing systems. They're going to help you in your follow-up with the driving for dollars leads, all the cold calls, and you're not going to outsource any cold calling until you've done at least 5 to 6 deals in cold calling, because you've got to understand what to do. So many of you guys want to outsource and hire someone because you don't want to do the work and you're not being honest with yourself. Do the work. My recommendation, get 10 deals cold calling and then train someone exactly how you did it, and take someone with little to no experience, because everybody thinks they know what they're doing. If you had success, then you need to teach them to be a mini you. They'll be about 60% as efficient as you. Accept that. They'll never be 100%. I've learned this the hard way. But at this phase, guys, you're going to need help. So what you want to do is get a marketing assistant. You can use a VA. Find someone that's going to help you, that has a proven track record, to help you all the follow-ups, all the leads, and help you manage the CRM. You do not want to hand off the final closings, the final conversations. That is not a VA's job. That is your job. And please don't outsource it, because that is your highest skill set and you need to make sure you use it. So now at this point, we've got our driving for dollars list. We've dove into cold calling and we're at SMS. And now we've hired someone to help us manage our business, and basically a marketing assistant. And honestly, what is the time frame? Look at this. People always say, I don't care what it is. If you did it in a year, bravo, incredible. I didn't do it in a year. And honestly, I didn't do it in 2 years. It took me time. And my problem is I didn't get enough help when I started, and I was a solo operator for 7 years. That's just the ADHD in me. And honestly, I didn't have a lot of help at the time, and I had to figure things out, but I learned a lot of valuable lessons when I did it. Step 4 is the one that will guarantee you, put you over the top to do 100K a month. And here's the key difference. Anybody can sniff 100K every now and then. I even did it my first 2 years. Here's where the true separator of wholesalers are. If you consistently do 100 grand every month, you are in an elite category and you are a rarity. It's the truth. So many people want to brag on the internet. I do 100K. It's all talk, guys. Like, honestly, I know who does 100K a month. It is not a lot. It's just the truth. It takes an incredible amount of work. It will take a lot of effort on your part. And the question is, what are you willing to give up to make that 100K a month? And here's the truth to the answer is, everyone says they want it, but until you make it a need, like I am going to get 100K a month, it's not going to happen. You are going to lose a lot of friendships over it. And for the right reason, because you got to surround yourself with people that are going to support you. You need support all around you. Everything's going to change. Your friends, the real estate you live in, I guarantee you that's going to change. Your spouse is going to look at you differently. Your kids are going to look at you as a leader, like, oh my gosh, man, my mom or my dad goes out there and fights for everything. And that's the incredible journey you're on this. So here's the secret to the 100K. You're going to go into direct mail. Like, oh, isn't that old school? Guys, I've been doing direct mail a long time. I committed to early. I would not do 100K months without direct mail. That's full disclosure. And the reality is, anybody that does wholesaling at a high level, they have some form of direct mail marketing in their business. Why? It's legal. It's scalable, and they're inbound leads. Honestly, it's absolutely incredible. Now, here's the key with doing direct mail. You can't outspend yourself on leads, meaning say you spent 5K one month and say you got 3 deals from that, and you go, I'm going to spend 10K the next month and I'll get 6. It doesn't work that way. You got to back it down, just like we did steps 1 through 3. You have to start a program. You have to figure out a budget. You got to come up with a schedule, and you have to be disciplined and extremely consistent. And you've got to use creative marketing methods. Now, I always recommend postcards because I'm a postcard kind of guy, and I've had incredible success doing that. If you want to learn more about it, go over to mailingmastery.com. I have a no holds bar. I teach you how direct mail works. And honestly, if you're going to have 100K months, you have to incorporate direct mail. Now, a lot of you, well, that's scary. I go, let me tell you what, if I could teach you to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, and I could show you how to make 25 to 30 grand a month, would that excite you? Because that's what direct mail is. I feel naked it if I don't spend money on direct mail. And anyone who's even good at wholesaling, that is the truth. They know if they don't make the investment, they don't have the opportunity to make that massive profit. On average, I get at least a 4 to 5 times return, and I've been high as 8 to 10, but on average, about 4 to 5 times return on my marketing money. And here's the beautiful thing is when the calls come in, it's inbound call. Now in the beginning, you're going to have to answer the phones, just like cold calling you had to figure out, just like SMS you had to figure out, just like driving for dollars. And you're going to do a bunch of deals in direct mail. And then once you get really good at it and you understand it, you're going to hire somebody on your team to help you answer the phone calls because I need you going out there closing the appointments. And then I always say, well, Rick, what about an acquisitions manager? Once you do step through 1 for 4 and you consistently do 100K a month, go get an acquisitions manager. But the reality is you have to get there first. Honestly, remember guys, we're just starting out or you're in your first year of wholesaling, go through these steps because so many people in this business want to tell you, make 100K, make 100K, make 100K. And they don't show you the steps to get there. It is a journey. I have never seen somebody in wholesaling right off the bat do 100K every month. Everybody goes through their ups and downs in their journeys. The question is, how hard do you want to make it? If you will follow me on these steps 1 through 4, you have a great shot at earning 100K. So let me know in the comments, are you using my 4-step system to make sure you consistently make 100K a month? And where are you in that process? Remember, I'm teaching you to run a marathon wholesale. Don't be a sprinter. Sprinters show up, they go on the internet when things are really good, the market's great. I'm making 100K, I got a Ferrari. And then when things get soft, they disappear. You don't see them ever again. Those people are not wholesalers. I don't even know what you call them, but please don't follow it because that's what creates such a false expectations for so many of you. I want everybody watching this video to truly succeed. I just gave you my journey. Honestly, it took me a solid 5 years to get to this. And honestly, I didn't know what I was doing. So now that I'm giving you my plan, my blueprint, if you're willing to do the work, this is so doable. But you've got to commit. You've got to become massively consistent at your marketing. I believe in you. I know you can do it. Guys, listen, if you got value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Hit that subscribe notification. This is Rick Ginn, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.